So far throughout this course, we've been periodically testing our movies, and we've been doing this by choosing Control and Test Movie. This is good for checking our visual elements or seeing whether timeline animation works or not, but we do have a more useful way of looking at how our movies are actually running, and this is by using the debugger and output panels. Instead of selecting Control and Test Movie, choose Control and Debug Movie. This exports our movie and shows it in the player window, but it also gives us the debugger and output panels. Testing movies this way starts them in paused mode. We can get everything set up to watch what's happening before the movie starts, and then we can start the movie when we're ready. We can also adjust breakpoints using the buttons up here. So what can we watch for? Well, let's have a look. In the upper left is a window that shows us the entire hierarchy of our movie. This is kind of similar to the Movie Explorer panel, but this time it only shows the elements that are currently loaded. As the movie plays, if you have, say, elements such as movie clips that only exist on certain parts of a timeline, as that timeline plays, you'll see things appear and disappear here. When you select something in this window, you can then choose the type of data you want to see about that item, using the bottom left window. First, you can watch properties of objects and timelines, such as which frame a timeline's at, or the current height or rotation of a movie clip. If you have animation in your movie, these values will change and you can see them in real time. The next tab is Variables. We're going to cover variables a few lessons down the track, but for now, just think of them as temporary little pieces of data that Flash uses to make decisions. These often change during the course of a Flash movie, and we can track their progress here. After that is the Locals tab, which displays the contents of local variables when the movie is stopped. Again, we're going to be covering variables in a few lessons. And finally, the Watch tab lets us create a list of variables that we're particularly interested in. They can be located anywhere in your movie. This area just collects them all in one place so you can watch multiple variables at once. To add a variable to this area, locate it in the Variables tab and right-click it on a PC or Control-click it on a Mac, and we can tell Flash to watch that variable. And that's about it for the debugger panel. The output panel really doesn't take much explanation. It just automatically pops up and displays any information that we need to know about our movie, especially when we've written our scripts wrong. Whenever there's an error, it shows here. It'll give us the location and type of error. As an example, I'm going to do something wrong in an area that we're going to cover in a few lessons. I'm going to create a variable here and make it a Boolean type, which can only be true or false, but I'm going to set it to a number. When we debug the movie, the output panel pops up to tell us what we've done wrong. It tells us not only that we've made a mistake, but also... Okay, and that's it for the debugger and output panels. So let's move on to the next lesson.